What up, y'all? It's your boy R to the A to the S. Yes, Roz here, but see what calls blog. Today, here to do a response video, of course, to the controversial video, which was filmed in 2011 by some students in the Chicago Vocational Career Academy. A lot of people, of course, are sympathizing with the teacher. And though, of course, their behavior is wrong, it's criminal because they assaulted the woman. You throwing M&M's at somebody. I know you might think that's silly or petty, but it's assault. Alright? You throwing something at somebody, it's assault. So they assaulted a woman, they committed criminal acts. On that front, I think we will all agree. But where I disagree is, I think people are putting too much emphasis on the students and their behavior and not the teacher and her behavior. Now, I know I'm going to make some of y'all mad, but all I do is ask you to hear me out. You can disagree. Leave your comments below. First of all, obviously a lot of people are saying it's not a teacher's job to raise children. A teacher's job is to teach. And while it is a teacher's job to teach, part of that teaching is doing with behavior. Nobody will say a teacher who just let somebody just slap another student, nobody would say, well, you know, it's their job to teach. They don't have anything to do with, you know, telling a student or redirecting a student not to smack the other student. Nobody would say that. A teacher's job is not just to teach. I've been in plenty of boring meetings where I've heard teachers being taught themselves in professional development days and all that stuff, because I work in a school. They are told that they must have classroom management. So, it's not just teaching a subject, but you got to be able to manage a class. And so, this woman should not be excused for not managing the class. Yes, she's a substitute teacher. I get that. But she was not managing that class. You see, when the film started out, she was sitting down while these kids were out of control, like she was doing some work herself or something, and they were out of control. Who's the adult? Of course, she's the one that's being paid to manage that class, and she didn't do her job in that sense. Now you might say, well, she was being bullied. My answer to that is, why is she being bullied? She's the adult. Okay? Now you might say, well, they're bigger than her. I agree. They can be intimidating. But that is a part of the job. The part of the job when you go to substitute is not you get to substitute kids who are nice. You got to substitute all children. That might mean bad children. It might mean kids that are bigger than you. It's still the teacher's job to manage that class. And she did not do that. You can look at the tone of her voice. She sounds scared. She looks scared. She had no authority. She seemed like maybe, even when I wouldn't even have her, I know you're going to get probably mad at that, I wouldn't even have her over little kids. Because of the tone of her voice, she would not be able to control it. They would run all over her. Imagine a classroom full of kindergartners or first graders with this woman and her tone of voice. They would be yelling, they'd be fighting, and she would be pretty much paralyzed. You cannot do that. This is, again, to remind you, this is Chicago, alright? The nickname is Chirac. I stay in Detroit, so I'm not dissing Chicago. I stay in a rough city as well. But if you in Chicago, well, come on. Why wouldn't you expect that? That makes no sense. Secondly, she was pretty much obeying what the children were telling her to do. The boy told her to sit down. She sat down. What? What? A child tells you to sit down and you sit down? Again, I know what you're going to say. Well, he's bigger than her. Yes. But size don't matter. Gender don't matter. I know women, I know assistant principals who are like yay high, okay? but they run their schools. No principals who run their schools, and they're smaller than some of the kids. They have the fear of people that are bigger than football players or whatever because they know that they have the power. Now you might say, well, she was looking for help. She asked for security. First of all, if you need security, you should know how to get a hold of security. Most classrooms, pretty much any school I've been in, has a direct line to the office. Some schools have phones. Most schools I've been in have phones. Some schools have like the old school pager thing where you press a button and you get somebody. This woman seemed pretty much not knowing what to do. And that's a problem. Whose fault is that? Well, that's her fault. That's her fault. She need to be prepared. You need to know, if it's a case of emergency, how to reach somebody. What if a child faints or something in the classroom? What are you going to do? Somebody get security. Somebody get security. You just been assaulted. You need to be going to get security. You're not watching the kids anyway. You have no control. You have no respect of the kids anyway. So you might as well just get out the classroom and get some help. Go next door to the teachers. Get some help. And this woman was pretty much paralyzed. She was pretty much scared. And I know we want to be politically correct with, hey, with the bullying is the new thing now. Let's talk about bullying. No. You're an adult. You're an adult. Regardless of gender, regardless of age, you're an adult. You need to run the classroom. That's what they pay you to be a sub for. If you cannot do that, you should not be a sub. Now, it might sound harsh, but let's talk about reality. We got parents, we got adults who are afraid of children. All right? And you see a display of it right here. That's the problem with our society. We got parents scared of kids. Why are you scared of a kid? I don't get it. But nonetheless, you got parents, kids who run their parents, kids who tell their parents what to do, kids who are on the same level as the kids. That's a problem. But our society, we probably even say that's bullying. Oh, that's bullying. 8-year-old is telling his mother what to do. He's bullying her. Shut up. That's not bullying. That's a weak mama. And so we got to stop with the excuses. Yes, do I feel sympathy for the woman? Yes, in some sense. But people are just totally like, she's not responsible, just these bad kids. No. You're a sub. You need to be running your classroom, and she didn't do it. So I think we need to talk about that, man. Sure, most of y'all disagree. Love to hear your thoughts. Proceed with Caution Blog Club. It sucks. And I'm out.